It's Miss Pritzel at the Appleton West Library, and I am book talking a book that I recommend to, I'm going to recommend it to everybody. I'm going to have to buy more copies of it. So it's called Impossible Escape, a true story of survival and heroism in Nazi Europe. There's the title. And the author is Steve Sheinkin, who is one of my favorite nonfiction authors. I haven't read a lot of nonfiction since COVID, but man, this story made me cry. Horrific and inspiring is how I would describe it, because it's about Nazi Europe. And the characters in it were real people, I should say, because they are no longer alive. So this is about two people who both grew up in Slovakia and were schoolmates, so they knew each other. I think he includes the story of both people because they have different stories of survival, but also because after the Holocaust was over, they ended up getting married. To me, the main character is Rudy. Rudy tries to escape Slovakia. He's caught. He gets captured. He escapes. This. Well, he finally ends up in Auschwitz, which, the worst. Definitely one of the worst places to be. And Gertie and her family are able to escape into Hungary and live under assumed names. And Hungary is a relatively safe place for Jews, even though their president is allied with Hitler. And it has to do with the fact that he's like, well, Jews are 9% of my population, and I need them for work. So he hasn't been sending them off to the concentration camps. But toward the end, he is pressured into doing it, so her world becomes less safe as the book goes on. Now, Rudy, being in Auschwitz, witnesses what's truly happening, because most people didn't know what was happening. That they're sending us to work camps and people are dying there, but they didn't know that people were coming off trains and being separated, and some are going right into the gas chambers, and then once they're dead, they were going into the crematoriums. So this mass extinction of the Jews, and what people call the final solution, and Hitler called the final solution. So Rudy is able to witness all this and get details, and he is determined he is going to escape. And so somebody knows what is going on in here. And he ultimately does achieve, he and one other person do escape and ultimately achieve that goal. But the horror is that he survives in there, the number of people who he sees trying to escape and failing to escape, and just how long it takes him to come up with a plan that actually works. And just even once they're out of Auschwitz, they are just hunted. But the fact that they are able to get to somebody who listens to their story, who writes their story, who shares their story, who that story gets disseminated throughout the world, and people now know what's going on. He is actually credited with saving, because, like I said, Hungary's Jew, they were going to ship these Jews out, and they were starting to do it, but he saved thousands, I think they said about 200,000 Hungarian Jews and other Jews that didn't get shipped to the concentration camps because the Allies were able to pressure the country into not doing it. It just, like I said, this is one of my favorite authors, and I recommend this book to whether you are even if you are a fiction reader. This is it's about 220 pages when you take out all the notes and stuff at the end and all the citations for historical accuracy and stuff like that. It's a very short read. It was I'm not a fast reader, so it was just under 6 hours. And like I said, I cannot recommend this book enough. I'm going to have to buy multiple copies of it because it is incredible, and I know I'm going to be recommending it to both students and adults alike. So have a fantastic day. Once again, read this book. Have a fantastic day and keep on reading.